Spider-Man Homecoming. So as you can see, I am out of town in a hotel room in Kansas. Sorry for the set change. We will be back in our normal set for the next review. Now, getting into the review, Spider-Man Homecoming is directed by John Watts, starring Tom Holland, Michael Keaton, Robert Downey Jr., Jon Favreau, and Marissa Tomei. Now, going into this movie, I didn't really know what to expect because at first there were some mixed reviews coming out, but then it became like overwhelmingly positive. I think it has like it's like tied for the highest rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes, superhero movie, like with a 94%. So going into this movie, I kind of had to temper my expectations, and we'll see what we thought about it after Colin says what he was expecting.
I feel the same thing like Alex has. I did not expect a lot since the last Spider-Man movie was good, but the plot was like, it was kind of iffy, but this one I think they just blew it up with this one. Like, the action scenes were phenomenal. The plot twisted so much through it, and it was amazing. Honestly, it was one of the best movies I've ever seen. Like, one of the best movies I have ever seen.
I absolutely love this movie as well, and one of the reasons is it is nothing you've seen before from Spider-Man. Like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, they were kind of an older version of Spider-Man. This takes it back to what Spider-Man really is, and he's supposed to be like 15 in this movie, and you can really see that because he's trying to get into relationships in high school, dealing with all the school stuff while trying to be Spider-Man at the same time, and that's probably my favorite part of this movie, even more so than the action scenes and just him being Spider-Man, is the character of Peter Parker is just what like stood out to me.
Are there like trials or an interview?
Do me a favor, can't you just be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man? Just stay close to the ground. You're the Spider-Man.
What I really like about it also is the technology advancements with Spider-Man's suit. Now, he switches back and forth in the movie between his old suit and his new suit, but his new suit is just like more of like, this is what I really am, and then his old suit is, this is what I originate from. You know, it gives that more of a originality like look in the movie. I really love the originality. They had a whole bunch of like stuff way back in previous movies and in this movie, which I really like about that.
And another thing is that they really go into what Spider-Man is without the suit, and if he really is Spider-Man if he doesn't have the suit, because Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man is his kind of mentor character, and I know there were a lot of people saying like, oh my gosh, this is going to be Iron Man 4, there's going to be so much Iron Man in this movie, and that is absolutely not the case. But every scene that Iron Man is in is phenomenal, and you can really see that Iron Man as a character sees a little of himself in Spider-Man. That's why he cares about him so much. So,
yeah, I agree, definitely. I feel like Iron Man in this it was a good feature to have, especially like a good character to bring in, obviously, because he's Spider-Man, as you saw in like the last Avengers. He was, with them, and I feel like, to bring them back into the Spider-Man movie was a good thing to do, especially, to keep it original, keep the story moving. I felt like it was almost a continuation of like from the last movie, almost.
Another thing is, I know with all like the characters being put in from the MCU, it could have felt like bloated and like so like connected to the rest of the movies, but that's just not it. It feels so like fluent and blended into the plot that you can barely even notice it's there. When it's there, you don't even care because of how great this movie is. And that brings me into the villain, which is one of my favorite parts about this movie. Vulture, played by Michael Keaton, has some interesting turns, but he's definitely one of my favorite MCU villains, even though they don't really have any like great villains. But yeah,
So what I really liked about the villain, I was very creative. It gave definition to the movie. It was different, which I really liked about the Spider-Man movie. You know, he was just, again, the acting was great. All the action scenes with him was really great.
Very menacing.
Yeah, very, very menacing. It was really good. I loved it.
No.
So overall, I absolutely love this movie. I can't really say if it's my all-time favorite Spider-Man movie, but it probably will be after a rewatch. May still be behind Spider-Man 2, but overall, I'll give this movie a 9.6 out of 10. Absolutely love this. Go check it out in the theater as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Well,
I probably give it 9.5 out of 10. One of the best probably the best Spider-Man movie I've ever seen. Again, like he said, Spider-Man 2 was really good also, but I just like the technology in this one. I feel like it gives it more of a definition.
Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like this video. I will have a War for the Planet of the Apes review out next week, so make sure to keep your eyes out for that. And I'll see you guys in the next one.